Well, hello. My name is Daddy O. If you've never seen this mug before, I do some faceless channels and I do this here face channel. I'm going to try to uh, explain something today that we all have been looking for. And I put out a video asking for help. I got a response that is intriguing. And I'm going to let you know about this response that I got on this comment. If you have a channel, this one's going to be about doing YouTube. If you have a channel, please down below say yes. If you do not have a channel, please say no. If you're thinking about doing a channel, please say maybe. If you're wanting to do a face channel, say face. If you're wanting to do a faceless channel, say faceless. This lets me know what I need to be talking about on here, okay? A few weeks or a week ago, what was it? I know I got this comment 5 days ago from a young gentleman that watched one of my videos. I've been asking for help because I've had several videos kind of blow up unexplained. I couldn't explain it, didn't know what was going on, and so I've been asking for help. I've been getting some great comments. I have gotten a comment though that I think kind of will enlighten a lot of us that's trying to do. Got a gnat flying through here. That's trying to do a YouTube channel. This young man, and the reason I say young man because I went and looked at his stuff, and I think he's 17 or he was 17 when he started his channel. Either way, he kind of has enlightened me on something that a lot of us probably haven't thought about. Those of us that are wanting to do channels of what makes a video actually go a little crazy. I had one a few weeks ago that on a Saturday and Sunday just blew up. I mean, just blew up, and I didn't know how to explain it. Um, I couldn't figure out exactly why this was going on. I'm laying the groundwork so I can tell you what his comment was all about. I couldn't explain it. I had a video that went in 2 days. Got 2,600, right at almost 2,600 views in 2 days. I couldn't explain it. I've had other videos. I've got quite a few videos now that are over 1,000 views. Quite a few that are, in the hundreds. But I couldn't explain why these certain videos all of a sudden would just jump crazily. What was happening to make this happen? So I was asking for help in a video. If you want to go back and look at that video, you'll just see that the thumbnail just says help. That's all it says on the thumbnail, just says help. That video there, I was asking someone to kind of point me in the right direction, show me what I had done that made this happen. Here's the comment. Now, this comment comes from a young man at P6 pointer, the letter P, 6-pointer. Here's his, I'm gonna read this to you exactly how he did it, what he responded, and here it goes. The video that blew up was fresh. People like the fresh content. I got an alarm going off. I got some people. I'm an Uber driver. I got some people I got to go pick up here in a little bit. The content was fresh. People like the fresh content. They then they move on to other stuff. It is not about you. People view videos they like. It's not about you. It is always about the algorithm and the viewer. I have had similar experiences. No one can predict which videos will blow up and which ones will not. You have to keep trying. There is no secret. So it was the fresh content. The video that night that blew up, and then several that's blown up since then, that's kind of taken the same path, was a video I did sitting in a parking lot, kind of upset, down, because some people hadn't called me back. I do Uber, like I say, and they had got my phone number, and they were going to call me back because there were no Ubers out here, and I was going to go back and pick them up and take them back to the hotel. And I had sat down there for right at almost 2 hours, waiting in that area for them to give me a call back, which they never did. And that video says they lied. I couldn't explain why the next day when I posted that mistakenly at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, that by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I was approaching 100 views on a video that normally should not have gotten that many views. Um, by the next day, I was in the hundreds. Well, by that night, I was literally in the thousands. And I could not explain what was happening. And I asked for someone to explain it to me. So apparently, it was the fresh content. It was content that no one else was putting out that day or that weekend or whatever. Um, and it jumped. And so that's the secret. It's got to be fresh content that no one else is really uh, putting out right at the moment, that intrigues people enough that they say, "Oh, let's go look at that." So it's it's using the vidIQ, the tube magic, being consistent, and being fresh. Those are the four things. It seems like that if you can nail all four of those at one time, makes a video jump. vidIQ. I don't know. The more I sit here and think about it, uh, vidIQ has been such a great thing to use that now that I'm looking at creating fresh content, I'm having a hard time figuring out exactly. And maybe you might want to leave me the content. Point me in the right direction on this. When they say fresh content, what are we really talking about? I'm talking about things that no one else is doing. I can only assume that that's what is meant by fresh content. That no one else is doing this at this moment. Uh, a video on why I was sitting in a parking lot and I was upset. I don't know. I've done other videos since then about YouTube and uh, Uber, which I do, and I can't explain why the Uber videos. I guess because there's so many people out talking about how to do a YouTube channel now, that there's not a lot of people out here talking about uh, their Uber experiences. So it's fresh, it's new, it's something that's different, and that's the way people look at it. Is when they come across your thumbnail and the title for the video, that they look at it and say, "Oh, let's look at that." That's probably the fresh part, is the fact that it was a video that no one else was doing. It was a video that I just put out on a whim at a time of the day I don't normally do videos. People have responded trying to answer the question of why this happened, saying, it was the time of the day. Maybe that was it. Well, I have tried to duplicate that time of the day. The next Saturday, I did another video almost similar, but not quite, with the same kind of thumbnail, with the same, and it took off too. It did real well. But it's only when I talk about not the YouTube stuff, but it's only when I talk about doing Uber, that content seems to be fresh. That kind of content seems to be what people are interested in at the moment. Hey, a lot of people use Uber. A lot of people aren't doing YouTube channels. So the content is fresher than every other Joe Blow out here talking about, doing a YouTube channel. And there's a ton of us. I'm one of them. I just did this channel here because I was doing the faceless stuff and saw how well it was doing, how easy it was with AI. Then I decided, okay, let's talk about this a little bit. This is kind of easier than I thought it was going to be. That's the approach I took when I started doing the face thing. Was I'm just going to talk about what I'm doing on my faceless stuff, and whatever happens. I only thought in the beginning that I was going to get, over the year I'd probably get maybe 50 subscribers, 60 subscribers if I was lucky. At this point right now, as of today, I got 201 subscribers. I never thought anything like that was going to happen. I don't know that my content is that much fresher than every other shiny guy out here doing the same thing, talking about how to do a YouTube. I'm not talking about how to do your channel so much as I'm telling you the little secrets that I'm doing little things, little tricks I've learned, and I've been trying to learn this one thing that a couple of weeks ago happened. It was new to me. I'd had channels or videos already go into the 500, 600, 700 range. I think I had one at 800 at that point, uh, views. And then all of a sudden, I did this one little video talking about something, and it's the same thing I've been telling people to do. If you want to do a YouTube channel, grab your camera, turn it sideways, or grab your phone, turn it sideways, click on 180, and tell us what the hell's happening today. Start your channel. But it's when you talk about things that other people aren't so much talking about, that seems to be the fresh content. That seems to be what happens, that every time I start talking about doing Uber on a video and I put it into the title, and maybe put it on the thumbnail some way, those videos have exceeded everything else because it's fresh content. It's newer content. It's something that other people aren't talking about, maybe. I don't go out and look at a lot of Uber drivers' channels. I haven't done that because I didn't want this to become that. I didn't want this channel here to become an Uber channel. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it every once in a while because that's what I do, and I tell you guys to do the same thing. Talk about what you do, but it's the fresh content. That's going to be the fourth piece of this puzzle. You know, vidIQ, to magic, being consistent as hell, and fresh content. If you can nail those four things down, I'm doing this for the thumbnail. Those four things down, you have a chance of having a video that takes off. So that's the secret, guys. You guys that I comment, you guys, I have some regulars here that will let me know all the time what's going on and what they're doing. That seems to be it, guys. Right now, that's where I'm at with this. vidIQ, to magic, consistent as hell, and have fresh content. Create stuff that's not the normal, everyday thing. And there's a lot of people out here doing, like I say, this kind of stuff. But when you start mixing in something different, something fresh, it seems to make the video jump a little more. So that's my key for you guys today that have been watching and wondering what the hell was going on, because I've been asking for help for a couple weeks now in several videos, trying to figure out what that missing piece was that I wasn't figuring out. And it seems to be that the missing piece is just being fresh, creating content that's kind of different, new, something that everybody out here is not kind of doing. I mean, if you're doing everything and what everybody else is doing, you can do, you can do a great a channel. But it's when you create that video that is out of the norm. That's not what people are actually always, you know where I'm coming from. I think you do. All right, guys. Anyway, we'll try to leave you a video in this spot right here. All right, after that, to kind of point you in so you can see what actually I got the response for. Why did I get that response that day? The comments that come in off of that, because I was asking for help, and you'll hear a little bit more about that if you watch this video down here. All right, guys. You guys have a good afternoon, good evening. I figured I needed to get this one out because I've been building it up for a while, then where I think we can go with this. So anyway, guys, have a great afternoon, great evening. Daddy-O out.